Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. We have learnt about different categories of species and one of them was endangered species. In this module, we shall be discussing about endangered species of India. The learning objectives of this module are endangered plant species of India, endangered animal species of India, reasons for species become endangered and the factors affecting endangered species, international and national efforts to protect endangered species and national conservation plan. What is a endangered species? A plant or animal or microorganism that is in immediate risk of biological extinction is called as endangered species or threatened species. In other species which are about to be extinct, species which are native to a region and their population strength has reduced from 50% to 5%, such species are known as endangered species. Factors for this may be anthropogenic as well as natural. Let me come to the endangered plant species of India. There are over 15,000 species of flowering plants in India, which account for 60% of all plant species in the world. The combination of global warming and habitat destruction is the sole reason for the disappearance of many plants from Earth's face. Shows some endangered species of plants in India. Let me take some examples. Abutilon indicum, that also called as Indian mallow or Thuthi in Tamil, this is found in the state of Tamil Nadu and its status is rare now. Then Acacia planifrons, also called as umbrella tree, this is also found in the state of Tamil Nadu and the status of this plant is also rare. Then Actinodaphne lasoni, this is found in Kerala state and its status is also threatened. Then Assam catkin yew, this is found in Arunachal Pradesh and its status is also threatened. Then spider wort, this is found in Madhya Pradesh and status of this plant is also rare and endangered. Then Jamicanda, this name is in Gujarati. This plant is found in the state of Gujarat, Rajasthan and Salsette Islands and the status of this plant is also endangered. Then Malabar lily, found in the state of Tamil Nadu and its status is also threatened. Then Musli, found in Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, the status of this plant is also rare and threatened. Then ebony tree, that is in Karnataka state and status is threatened. Then bird's foot in Gujarat state and its status is also rare. Then Nymphia tetragona, that is endangered in Jammu and threatened in Kashmir. Then Polygala irregularis, the English name is milkwort, its status is rare and found in Gujarat. Then Moa, skeleton, fork fern and whisk fern, these are the name of same plant. This is in Karnataka state and status is rare. Then Pterospermum reticulatum, that is Malluram or Malavuram, that is in Kerala and its status is rare, and then Tamil Nadu also its status is threatened. Dear students, I will suggest you please make a list of different plants which are threatened or which are rare or which are endangered in your region and also try to find out the reasons that why they have become rare, endangered or threatened in that regions. Let me discuss the reasons for species become endangered. In India, 450 plant species have been identified as endangered species. 100 mammals and 150 birds are estimated to be endangered. India's biodiversity is threatened primarily due to habitat destruction, habitat degradation and overexploitation of resources. The various factors which affect endangered species include human beings dispose waste indiscriminately in nature, thereby polluting the air, land and water. These pollutants enter the food chain and accumulate in living creature, resulting in their death. Overexploitation of natural resources and poaching of wild animals also leads to their extinction. Climate change brought about by accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is also one of the causes. Climate change threatens organisms and ecosystem, and they cannot adjust to the changing environmental condition that ultimately lead to their death and extinction. Let me give you one examples of the vultures. In northern India, if we talk 20 to 30 years back, vultures were very common in the outskirts of any village, but and we all know they used to feed on the carcasses of the dead animals, but people used oxytocin injections for these domestic animals to increase the milk production and that all, and that accumulated this medicine in their body, and when these vultures feeded on their dead body, that led to toxic effects of this oxytocin etc., oxytocin on the vultures, and now vultures which were about 30 years back very common in the outskirts of the villages of northern Indian states are at the verge of extinction, are threatened or under the category of rare species. Now, let me come to the endangered animal species of India. India accounts for 7 to 8% of all recorded species, including over 45,000 species of plants and 91,000 species of animals. India has 10 biogeographic zones and is home to 8.58% of the mammalian species documented so far, with the corresponding figure for avian species being 13.66%, for reptiles 7.91%, for amphibians 4.66%, for fishes 11.72% and for plants 11.80%. With only about 2% of world's total land surface, India is known to have over 6.7% of the animal species that the world holds. Let me discuss various endangered species of animals of India one by one. We will be taking only a few examples, because all examples or all animals cannot be covered in one module. Let me take one example of Bengal tiger. The Bengal tiger is the national animal of both India and Bangladesh, and this Bengal tiger is found in Tadoba National Park, Ranthambore National Park, Sundarbans National Park, Sariska Tiger Reserve, Jim Corbett National Park, Bandhavgarh National Park, and at several other places. The second example is Asiatic lion or Persian lion or Indian lion. It differs from the African lion by less inflated auditory bully, a large tail tuft and a less developed mane. This animal is found in the Gir Forest National Park, that is in Gujarat. Then the snow leopard is a large cat native to the mountain ranges in Central and South Asia. Snow leopard have long thick fur and their base color varies from smoky grey to yellowish tan with the whitish under parts. It is this animal found in Hemis National Park, Ladakh, Nanda Devi National Park, Uttarakhand, the Bang Wildlife Sanctuary, Arunachal Pradesh, Kiber Wildlife Sanctuary, Lahore Spiti, Himachal Pradesh, then Pin Valley National Park, Lahaul Spiti, Himachal Pradesh, Great Himalayan National Park, Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. Then black buck. The black buck is an ungulated species of antelope and it is near threatened. The main threat to this species is poaching, predation, habitat destruction, overgrazing, inbreeding and sanctuary visitors. The Nilgiri tahar is an ungulate endemic to the Nilgiri hills. Nilgiri tahars are stocky goats with short, coarse fur and a bristly mane. The Kashmiri red stag is also known as hangul, is a critically endangered species. This deer has a light rump patch without including the tail. Each of its antlers consists of 5 tines. This animal is found in Dachigam National Park, then Rajaparian Wildlife Sanctuary, Overa Aru, then Sindh Valley and in the forest of Kishtwar and Bhaderwa, all of which are parts of Jammu and Kashmir. Let me take few more examples. Then lion-tailed macaque. The lion-tailed macaque is an old world monkey endemic to the western Ghats of South India. Its outstanding characteristics is the silver white mane which surrounds the head, forms the cheeks down to chin. This animal is found in Silent Valley National Park, Kerala, then Papanasam part of the Kalakad Tiger Reserve and somewhere in northern western Ghats in Karnataka. Then Indian bison, also called as gaur. Indian bison is the largest extant bovine native to South Asia and Southeast Asia. The bisons are highly threatened by poaching for trade to supply international markets. This animal is found in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. This animal is found in Arignar Anna Zoological Park, Chennai and Chinnar Wildlife Sanctuary, Kerala. Then one-horned rhinoceros. The one-horned rhinoceros is a large mammal found in Assam. Excessive hunting has reduced the number of this species. These rhinos are killed to saw off their horn, which are sold at a very high value. Kaziranga National Park, Dudhwa Tiger Reserve and Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary are the places where this one-horned rhinoceros is found. Let me have a look on the international and national efforts to protect endangered species. International efforts include Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, that is called as CITES. CITES is an international treaty to help protect endangered wildlife. This treaty is now signed by 160 countries. CITES lists 900 species that cannot be commercially traded as live specimens or wildlife products as they are in the range of extinction. CITES restrict trade of 2,900 other species as they are endangered. Let me come to national efforts. In India, various organizations deal with the protection of endangered species of India, and these organizations are, a few to name: Wildlife Protection Society of India, that is WPSI, then Wildlife Trust of India, then Wildlife Conservation Society, then Wildlife Institute of India, Wildlife Conservation Trust, Conservation India, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, then Nature Conservation Foundation, then Center for Wildlife Studies, then Corbett Foundation, Bombay Natural History Society. Dear student, I will suggest you all these organizations which I have named here have their websites. Please visit their website, try to find out where these are located, what are their objectives, what kind of projects presently they are doing, as well as try to find out what is their logo and what is special about their logo. You will find very interesting information about these organizations. Then let me discuss some national conservation plans. For the conservation of various endangered species, several projects have been initiated in India as well as at international level. Let me discuss some of these projects. Project Tiger, that is very well known project in India. Project Tiger is a scheme centrally sponsored by the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change. This scheme covers around 47 tiger reserves located across more than 17 regions populated with tigers. Project Tiger mainly focuses on conducting assessment of number of tigers, their habitat, hunting habits, etc. All these activities are sanctioned by the Tiger Task Force. Dear students, as I have mentioned, there are 47 tiger reserves. Please make a list and try to find out the number of tigers in each reserve, and also try to find out that in past 10-20 years whether this number has increased or whether this number has reduced, and what are the reasons by which this number has decreased, and what are the efforts made by this project that has resulted into increase in this number. Then Project Elephant. Project Elephant was initiated by Government of India in 1992 as a centrally sponsored scheme. The main objective of Project Elephant is to conserve elephants, their habitat, work for issues such as human-elephant conflicts, and look after the welfare of domestic elephants. The third project is Indian Rhino Vision 2020. Indian Rhino Vision 2020 is an effort of pact made by the Bodoland Territorial Council, WWF, International Rhino Fund and the US Fish and Wildlife Service. The main objective of Indian Rhino Vision is to conserve at least 3,000 greater one-horn rhino in Assam, India by 2020. Then Government of India UNDP Sea Turtle project. This project executed by Ministry of Environment along with Wildlife Institute of India, Dehradun. The Government of India UNDP Sea Turtle project works to protect sea turtles. This project launched in 1999. This project carries out rigorous surveys along the coastal areas, checks the community and legal conservation, creates awareness, gathers information about main nesting areas, and also provides training to fishery managers, researchers and biologists. Several laws and acts have been passed in India to protect the flora and fauna, and some of these acts are Indian Forest Act of 1927, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, Forest Conservation Act 1981, Environment Protection Act 1986, Biological Diversity Act 2002. The details of these acts you will study in paper number 13 of the environmental law. If you are interested to find out the more details of these laws, please visit paper number 13. So, to summarize this module, in this module we have learned that what are the endangered plant species of India. Although we have discussed only a few, I will suggest you please you learn more and more about environmental plant species of India. Similarly, we have discussed a few endangered animal species of India. You please learn about more endangered animal species of India. Then we have learned the reasons for the species become endangered. We have found that there are 4-5 major reasons for these wild species to be endangered. One major is, one of them is habitat destruction, then is there poaching, and then non availability of food, etc. Then we have also discussed about international and national efforts to protect endangered species, and we have discussed 4-5 projects which are presently going on in India for the protection of endangered species. Thank you.